On February 4, 1789, George Washington became the first president of the United States through a unanimous Electoral College vote, a feat never replicated in American history. His election marked a pivotal moment as the nascent nation sought stability after the Revolutionary War and the turbulent Articles of Confederation era. Washington's ascent was less a political campaign than a national consensus. As commander of the Continental Army and president of the Constitutional Convention, he had already proven his leadership and integrity. The Electoral College system, still in its infancy, allowed each elector to cast 2 votes. All 69 electors from the 10 participating states designated Washington as their first choice, while John Adams secured the vice presidency with 34 votes. 3 states, New York, North Carolina, and Rhode Island, abstained due to delayed processes or pending ratification of the Constitution. Washington's reluctance to accept the role was palpable. He described his journey to New York for the inauguration as feeling like a culprit going to his execution, yet he obeyed what he called the voice of my country. Washington's unanimous selection reflected a nation desperate for unifying leadership. His reputation as a selfless patriot who had resigned his military commission in 1783, returning to his farm at Mount Vernon rather than seizing power, cemented his image as a modern Cincinnatus. This parallel to the Roman statesman Lucius Quinctius Cincinnatus, who left his plow to defend Rome and then relinquished authority, became central to Washington's legacy. Both men were summoned from rural life during crises, led their nations to victory, and voluntarily returned to private citizenship. Artists depicted Washington in Roman garb, and the Society of the Cincinnati, a veterans group he led, drew its name from this classical ideal. King George III reportedly marveled that Washington would step down, calling him the greatest man in the world for prioritizing Republican virtue over power. This ethos shaped Washington's presidency. He rejected regal titles, limited himself to 2 terms, and framed the office as a servant of the people rather than a monarch. Born on February 22, 1732 in Virginia, Washington grew up on a plantation, inheriting Ferry Farm and 10 enslaved people at age 11 after his father's death. His formal education was limited, but he mastered surveying, a skill that fueled his early career and land acquisitions. By his 20s, he fought in the French and Indian War, rising to prominence as a colonial officer. Though his early military campaigns faced setbacks, his perseverance during the Revolutionary War, coupled with strategic alliances with France, secured American independence. Post-war, he stunned the world by resigning his commission, embodying the Cincinnatus ideal. Washington's presidency, 1789 to 1797, established enduring precedents. He crafted the inaugural address, formed the first cabinet, and navigated partisan tensions between Federalists like Alexander Hamilton and Democratic Republicans like Thomas Jefferson. He advocated for a strong national government, oversaw the ratification of the Bill of Rights, and maintained neutrality in European conflicts. His farewell address in 1796 warned against political factions and foreign entanglements, urging national unity. A blend of pragmatism and idealism, Washington's leadership transformed revolutionary principles into functional governance. His voluntary relinquishment of power, twice, set a standard for democratic transitions, ensuring the presidency remained accountable to the people. From his humble beginnings as a Virginia planter to his death in 1799, Washington's life exemplified the tension between ambition and civic duty, leaving a legacy that continues to define American leadership. What do you think of Washington's choice to relinquish power? Let us know in the comments below.